your oven to bake at 375 and let that go for 6 to 10 minutes. In this step, we are going to cut up our fresh pre-washed squash and onion like so. Starting at the end, we're going to work our way down, cutting little tidbits, watching our fingers, of course. And we will do this till we cut all of our squash that we have. And this is what it will look like when you finish cutting up your squash. You should have a large amount in your bowl ready to be sauteed. The next step is to cut up our onion. You start at this end, you cut off one end, then you cut off the opposite end. Then you cut right down the center, and you peel the outside layer of the onion because you want the freshest part. Peel that off. Peel its partner side off. That's just trash. And then you work your way down the onion. Like so. Once you have it long like that, like a little train, you literally just cut it all the way through. And there's our onion. So now I'm just going to put my onions in the bowl with my squash, getting ready for them to be sauteed as well. You'll want to set your stove to a nice medium-high heat. For me, it's about a 7. Next, you're going to want to drizzle olive oil in your pan. My personal favorite is Georgia Olive Farms olive oil from Lakeland, Georgia. Next, you're going to want to place your onions in your pan. I had to take mine apart like so. I like all the pieces to be apart because when they're bunched up, sometimes they cook bunched up, and you definitely don't want that in your casserole. Be sure to give your onions a good saute for 2 to 3 minutes before you add your squash. I like to add my salt at this time to get our seasoning going, and some cracked pepper to give you that good flavor. Once you give your onions that good simmer, you're going to want to add your squash. I do it like so, by just taking them straight from the bowl that they're in and placing them in the pan. Midway through, I like to just give it a good stir and then add the rest of them. All of those little pieces. In this step, we stir together our sauteed onions and squash. We let the saute go for 8 to 10 minutes. I like to cover it and come back to it every 2 to 3 minutes. Also, during this time, you can add more pepper, salt, and butter if you choose. I like to go without and just stick with olive oil. The next step is to place our Greek yogurt into our sauteed squash and onions. This is definitely a healthier option because many people use sour cream. I personally like Greek yogurt the best. Now you're going to want to stir your Greek yogurt in with your sauteed squash and onions. Oh, it looks so good. After you've put your Greek yogurt in with your sauteed squash and onions, you're going to want to put about 4 handfuls of shredded cheese. I like a lot of cheese. I think it's delicious. The cheesier, the better. And then we stir. Next, you're going to want to spray your pan with Pam so that you don't have your casserole sticking to the bottom. That's the worst. After that, we're going to want to take our sauteed vegetables and place them like so in our casserole dish. even out kind of by themselves. I like to get every single little morsel. Then, using the spoon, I pat it out to where it's all about an inch thick. After this, I take my shredded cheese once more because you know I love cheese, and I place some across the top. Little handfuls here and there until it is completely covered. That's how it should look. Now we're going to place our casserole into the oven. This is going to want to stay there for 30 to 35 minutes, and at the end, do 2 to 3 minutes on broil. Broil high, and you will have a nice crispy cheesy shell on top. So now that it's been about 35 minutes, I'm going to take our casserole out of the oven. Oh, let's see what we have here. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. We love that crisp brown on the top. I cannot wait to dig in. Cannot wait. And there you have it, folks, the finished product.